Greetings and welcome back. And welcome to the sitting area. This was a good idea, a great idea as a matter of fact, and I appreciate it. Thanks for suggesting this little hideaway area. Now, the lake that we had as our welcome place, we're going to make a little sitting area for it. Now it is a fishing hut and needs to be moved, and I need to figure out how to balance these things in here. I've been messing with it and trying to get it just right so that we can actually have it look and make some sense, right? So it can be walkable and get onto it. I'd love it if there was a way to just remove some features of our docks like that. I'd love to be able to walk through that rope and get rid of these. But this is going to be just an area that we can come out to have our own space. We have a shelter in case it's raining. I would put a seating area out here, but if I finish the building, we're going to get a whole lot of fishing racks that get in the way. So we'll just leave it like that for now. Since it's a sunny day, take ourselves out here and take ourselves a moment. And for the last episode in this series, at least for a while, let's sit together, relax in your space, allow yourself to settle in, and let's take our 3 deep breaths in, bring ourselves to the here and the now, and relax in this moment. Take a big deep breath in, filling all the way to that space, 3 fingers down from your belly button to your center, and breathe out, feeling the tension leaving you, feeling things leaving your mind, allowing your mind to be a calm space. Breathe in. Picture a warm, relaxing air coming into you. Breathe out, feeling you release the things that are burdening you, feeling your shoulders sink, feeling things that are on your mind, having permission to leave, to flow in and flow out. And one more big deep breath in. And out. Thanks for making this possible. I've appreciated just having this time and space with y'all. And this is now our fishing area. It's got a series of docks that our fishermen can go out to get to the deeper waters. We can catch the larger populations of fish, and in the wintertime perhaps make it a little easier to maybe get some of these catches without having to be so cold. Of course, now here we are in the deeper water. We'll have to have them work on a technology that can get them to not have to go into the water so deep. I ended up upgrading our resource storage to a number 3 so that I could get it to extend all the way out into there. But I wanted that to be a fun surprise for the start of the episode, to say, hey, I remember this was something that somebody asked for, and I wanted to make sure that I delivered and showed that, hey, here it is. Check it out. And I like it. I think that's a nice little area. Now the trick is, of course, trying to get this to fit exactly back where it used to be. I don't know. We'll have to place it somewhere else temporarily just to get this space fixed up. I'm guessing these are the problem. It's hard to get everything just aligned right, but if I have a little bit of space in the front, then I should be able to get these. There we go. I do want to get rid of the rats, that's the thing. And this series will take a pause on this series, just so you know what's going on. I'll take a pause on this series for a while. It'll give me a chance to focus on some other work that I really need to get some time on. And try something new, right? Get a little time to try some fresh ideas and get another series going that can be enjoyable. And I will put a vote out there on my page, and I will very much appreciate that you all give me some feedback on what you'd like to see. And then we'll begin on that as soon as we can. And I really appreciate you being a part of this. I really appreciate the time that we spent together in this one. I know for some this isn't exactly something that is your favorite cup or your favorite thing, And thanks for being patient and being a part of it. But I have very much enjoyed just taking the time to relax. Taking the time and making the time. Being intentional with that time. And always trying to be just relaxing into this. It is sometimes very hard in this world to take the time and just relax. Oh dear, little guy is needing some money. Life of crime will work. Seems to be the common go-to, you young hooligans. Our village is in trouble. Rasamir will be very entertained. Stouslaw will be okay with it, but I don't know about Rasamir. There we are. That ought to fix that bit here. That's good. Now we're doing better here. We'll finish up the roadway here. Now I did add... Oh no, I did not. There it is. Yes, it is. I added one more here. Decided that that break that I made in there didn't really make a lot of sense. Now, of course, we will keep these as they are. And there's nothing wrong with putting some paths out here so that we can get people from one place to another, and it just makes more sense. And one could argue that this would be a great spot for us to put a gate, and you know what? In time, yes. I might even shorten these piers so that they're a little, so that they don't feel like they're taller than the trellises by too much. But I personally love this style of doing things. Like this whole like arbor, this whole like guarded area here with vines capable of growing up and over it. And if I could, as I said in the other episode, I'd love to have hops up there. I think that would be gorgeous. And it would make sense. Well,
it's time for a beverage.
Okay. Good call. There's a lot to do to fix this place up. And I want you to know what the plan will be going forward, other than, obviously, this series is going to take a pause, and it'll be just filled in the background. I'm not going to say it's gone. It's not gone. I will just do episodes here and there, so for those of you who have very much enjoyed this, you can look forward to it just being around periodically. I very much like this playthrough, and I love what it represents, which is taking the time to slow down. Taking the time to just be present. I don't know, it's interesting. I went farther out into the center than I thought I did. But I enjoy it. It's a new feature. There's fun to be had with it. And there's a lot of technology yet to unlock that I haven't gotten to yet, and I think you all know that that's something I've been looking forward to, is the taverns, and I've been looking forward to showing you that. And that will happen. That's going to be my goal, is I'm going to make sure that we get to the point where we have our tavern. It's going to take a while, but it's going to be worth the wait. Now before, we had this wonderful resource storage that's just been hanging out in a key location up on the hill, and it's been wonderful for finishing fences, which is fine, but it has a home here. I want it to be in this area. We have our logging camp here, and it makes sense why we would have it in this area. We'll have to clear out a bit and allow this space to come filled in by that one. And it'll be worth it to have this space. There we are. Have this space emphasizing industry. I do have our wonderful Nicola's workshop, and Nicola's workshop may end up finding a new home. I do believe that if we're going to try to have a well-organized home, that it's going to probably be important for us to make sure that we have our working area by where we expect the working to be done, and where we expect the resources to be gathered from. Of course, we ship in a lot of things. We ship in pretty much everything from our village far to the north. And that does lead to a bit of a challenge. I also made that the wood splitting area here. And that's fine, because we can move that. There we are. carrying too much stuff. I did the rebalancing and everything before the episode started. So that is to say, I took care of all the busy work that happens at the start of the episode. If I was to look back and learn, which is always a thing we get the blessing to do, I would probably not have shown you on camera all the different management stuff. I think that's not necessary. But it does lead to conversations about what's going on and why, and it does give a chance to slow down, which is good. Alright, I think we'll fix that rotation in a moment. So right now, that's definitely not the rotation I'm looking for, and that's okay. We can allow things to be not perfect. And that is, I hope, a major takeaway, if there's anything to take away from this other than just having time to relax and just be here. I very much enjoy hearing all of your stories, knowing what's going on with you, and sharing stories about what's going on with me. I very much enjoyed that time and space that we've had together. I'm not the best at Discord, let me be honest with you. It's tricky. I need to find a way to balance that out. I do want to work on that. I have some followers who have been very patient with me in the fact that I'm so bad with Discord, and I really appreciate you. There we are. The one problem we're having right now is a lack of sticks, and that's all simply because of the fact that I just keep balancing things back out between our planks and between sticks. And so I did that rebalancing so you know, honestly, what was going on. I just rebalanced how many sticks they're gathering. I took away planks as a priority. Since we have planks, we're okay. And that's where we're gonna go. It's not perfect, and I'm not going to spend the rest of our day doing this. Alright, that leads us to having the resource storage right as we walk in there. That is going to turn this area a little differently. And this is something I'll take care of on my own. I don't want this to be an on-camera thing. And I do believe that this whole working area, I do love it. But I think this is going to be homes. And if I was to think back, like, what would I want here? I do believe that we should probably get back to having homes as the focus. And then the industrial area can be over that way. And it'll be time to start thinking about what does it look like when resources come in. I had originally placed it over here because it was exactly where things were going to come in. And here's our market, which will be added to and expanded.
All right then, keep your secrets.
And of course the taverns. And there will be an outer tavern, just as you had asked. There will be an outer tavern and an inner tavern. I want that as I want there to be a space where people come to stay. And this is kind of like you're traveling between villages, and this is a great place for you just to rest between your travels, right? It's not like it's far to go, but we also have 3-day seasons, so it's a little longer than it seems. We'll expand the hops, we'll expand all kinds of things. Now, of course, we do have problems to solve. We do have things that have to be done. We have fences that have to be built. But I'll spend time doing that off camera. And I'll just do updates periodically, maybe a yearly recap of what happened, and tell you the features if it takes an entire year for me to do things, or I can do quicker recaps by season if you'd like. Whatever works for y'all is going to work for me. But it's become a beautiful place. I love it. I hope you've enjoyed it yourselves as well. Alright, we're just going to take care of some things. We need food for the animals. Can't ignore them anymore. We'll start there, but we do have a confrontation to have.
New buildings spring up like mushrooms.
And with that, I've seen there's been a comment, and I appreciate you giving your feedback on it. And I think for a lot of y'all, it's really going to be...
has been buttering our king up.
Yeah, that's us, that's for sure. But it's not choosing it just because we want to butter up the king. We're doing things to be helpful, and it just so happens that that has brought favor to us. It happens that we have a good king, which is good for us. But I know other people will vote, and I'm sure majority of people are going to say, it's your choice, you know, you've made the character up to this point, and we trust what you'll do. So I think I have a good plan for where we'll go with this. Now, it's fun to think about how far we've come. I appreciate it, I enjoy it. It has been a lot of joy for me to just show up and do this and have fun with it. So thank you for that. And I do mean that. It's been very fun. And I appreciate your patience with it. I know, again, this is not exactly everybody's favorite thing. But I think it's been good to just take that moment and try to focus on relaxation. And just being present in the moment. And I hope you always take the time to have moments for yourself. Allow yourself time and space just to be in your own space and relax. It's really important that you value you and spend the time on you that you deserve. Now, we're gonna do a little bit of something here. We should have this pathway lit up, and by the time we get home tonight, it'll be dark, and it's going to be time to start thinking about how we travel around in the night in this village. Oh no, we just got a new thing that's a problem. We'll take care of that shortly. Water, nice. Okay, that can be taken care of quickly. We'll take care of that, and then it's time to go. We shouldn't keep him and his sentence waiting. Oh man, it is tricky to think about having to make this judgment, you know? On the one hand, it's wrong, he murdered a person. It's hard to say if it was in cold blood, but then then we start questioning, well, does it matter? Does it matter what motivated him? He killed Lorden. Did he save more lives by doing so? Well, then we would say in the utilitarian sense that he has done the right thing. He has done the more good for the more people by ending the threat. But was it fair for him to make that choice? Is it right for him to make that choice? And even now, is it right for us to make this choice to have Uniegost gone? That's tricky. But it's clear he did murder a man, and he took justice into his own hands, didn't allow a trial to happen, didn't allow anyone to hear, just did the deed, tried to hide it, and stole from us a chance to meet our uncle. Although, again, we don't know what that means for us. Maybe by allowing Racemir to be forged in his own fire and his own struggle, that this is the best that Racemir could have possibly had.
How are you?
Maybe by stealing from us the chance to meet Lorden, he saved us from becoming corrupt like Lorden. They say absolute power corrupts absolutely. I think Lorden's an example of that story. Y'all.
Travelers of this realm are drawn to the bonfires like moths.
I think y'all need to start some fires though. It's kind of quiet here. It's time to talk. How's life treating you? Like a father. What do you mean? Strict but fair, I guess. Very mature of you to say you're really grown up. I do. Gray still consists of black and white. Things are still good and bad, right and wrong. It doesn't change that. It never does. Tell me more about my uncle. I'm sure if we have time for stories. I'm sure you'll find some. Maybe one more story. I just remembered a good one. You're trying to tell me about his death. Oh, Racemir, I told you he passed away in sleep. But people don't die in their sleep, do they? Time is merciless. Lorden was an old man already. Did he die of old age then? No. A disease? And how come he didn't wake up the next morning? Racemeer, I've never lied to you. So why start now? I knew this day would come. If I need words to describe it, to explain, it seems abstract. Undoable, but the silence has been burning a hole in my chest for far too long. If I did it, Racemeer, I killed my best friend and my brother. Don't call him that. I understand your pain, your feelings of betrayal, but I'm begging you, believe me, I brought no pleasure whatsoever. Why? It's complicated. Was it jealousy, living years in his shadow? It wasn't easy, being Lorden's friend than myself, but I didn't blame him for it. He was a star, bright shining, always the center of attention. It was his nature, not mine. I was comfortable in the shade, safe. It was my fault for getting too attached to it, so much that I was afraid of leaving. Did you envy his skill and his mind? Of course I did, we all did. Lorden was a genius, who wouldn't want that? And why would you kill him for it? Probably many, but it wasn't the case for me. I was always proud of being able to know him, to work with him. Well, then was it greed? Not at all, son. I'm not your bloody son, you're not my family, Lorden was. Forgive me, you're right. I never cared for the title, nor the job that comes with it. I only did it because someone had to, and I tried to make a good name for Lorden, a good name of Lorden. And I tried to make the good name of Lorden live on that way. Pick up the responsibilities were left off. But you took that chance from him. Yes, I believe I did. Was it vengeance for what he did? If you're looking for a reason I hated him, you found one, but I didn't kill him out of hatred. What he did to Kestrel was awful, but he didn't try to be cruel. Besides, every part of this love triangle was hurting someone. We're all to blame. Sure. And what about the baby? You could have been a father. It doesn't matter who the father was. This beautiful baby boy didn't drive one breath of air. His life was over before it began, and that's the real tragedy. It was yours, Kestrel told me. Are you serious? Yes, it was your child you burned that day. All these years, I've never stopped wondering. My son, may he rest in peace. I don't know what good a father I'd have been, but I know I would have loved you to the end of days. So why'd you do it? Out of fear. Of Lorden's doings, of what he could become. After he killed that man in Navis, I've stayed with him when everyone's left, but I couldn't stop thinking about what he did, how little it bothered him. He was angry at them for breaking up the pack, and he didn't see it as his fault at all. And the worst of it is he didn't even seem troubled by taking a man's life, and that's when I started wondering what he became. Lorden didn't want to stop the mission. I convinced him that it was time for it, and we should move to the valley. I thought we could put all of what happened to us, just rest, and try to find happiness in the little things. Lorden had a restless mind. Him not growing up, not breaking another barrier was torture. When we arrived here, there were only a couple of villages. We built ourselves a home in Gustovia, and truly believed this would be enough, but not for Lorden. A week had not passed, he declared that he wanted to travel and meet the king, and that he'd planned on doing it alone. 2 weeks later he came as the new Castellan of the Valley, moved into his own house for appearances, as they call it. Since that moment he was getting more and more distant from everyone, from me and everyone. I've seen him walking around Gustovia like a true leader, shaking hands, hugging babies, making small talk. Always a big smile on his face. He really seemed great, if you didn't know what he was hiding behind the smile. We were living right next to each other, and yet, after some time, we were talking only a couple times a year. He was afraid of me, afraid of his moral compass. I didn't want to restrict him anymore. Conscience was a burden, so he got rid of it entirely. And that's when his worst side took control of him. I didn't see any shred of sincerity left, just a constant mask. Y'all, we're at the point here where there's going to be spoilers shortly. So, if you want to do your own thing, it's a good time to stop the episode right here, and then come back to it later. But after this, we're going to end up getting spoilers. Years went by. He was going more and more often to meet the king, so one day I started a little investigation, and what I found sickened me. Lorden become the very thing he swore to eradicate. Festering lord, whoring around with his filthy friends, getting rich off of people's misery. He was benefiting from wars, selling weapons, shaking hands with rapists just to be in their graces. He had to be stopped. It took me months, years to get it. And I felt responsible for every wrong he had done during the time. I should not have hesitated, but killing my own brother, I felt unimaginable. Yet I knew I was the only one who could do it. I sneaked into his house during heavy rain. He was sleeping so peacefully, as if sinister thoughts had left him for the night. I was staring at his face for what felt like ages before I took out my blade. Made one clean cut and it was over. He didn't even open his eyes. It was just like that. It was done. You know what's going to happen right now. You got to pay for what you've done. I do, and I'm not going to fight it. Whatever you decide, I accept. And there's where the choices come in. I understand your reasons, require a strong will and a good heart for what you did, but blood's been spilled. You leave the valley and never come back. You don't deserve forgiveness, killing your family just because you think it's right, but I will not let you die a self-proclaimed martyr. You will live with the guilt of what you've done until time gets to you itself. You're banished from the valley. You're right, everything's soaked in gray. I don't condemn you for your decision. However, you took a man's life, and by the law of the king, it is punishable by death. You are a murderer, and none of your lies will change that. The only thing you deserve is death. You'll be hanged for what you did, and I hope you will never know rest. Now, from what I've seen in the comments, and thank you for sharing your thoughts, I think it is right. Rey Samira was raised not as a murderer, and not to put more blood on his own hands. We are not a Castellian. We're a village head of our own village. If we take his life, we're taking justice into our own hands without bringing in the correct authorities, I mean, in one sense, but also in the sense that we would be taking justice independently. That isn't much different than murder without having proven it. He has admitted it. That's great. But we don't have witnesses here. We don't have anything that can prove that this happened. Anybody watching from the outside is going to watch us murder this man or celebrate a hanging. And then anybody from the kingdom who comes in is going to wonder, why did you think you could hang this man? And if he's friends with the king, well, if Lorden was friends with the king, I'm sure the king would appreciate knowing that we've gotten justice. Or would he? Because how would he know if it was true? It's tricky, because it's whether we understand the reasons, or whether we understand that we don't believe him. It's essentially we understand and believe him, or we don't really believe him. I think at this point Uniegost has done nothing but support us. We don't know Lorden, but we do know that despite the jealousy, it's quite possible that he did the right thing. Despite all of his feelings and his emotions, it's quite possible that Lorden was becoming exactly what he wasn't trying to be. It's also possible that Uniegost is lying to us this entire time. These are all possible. I'm going to say we understand his reasons. We're going to kick him out of the valley, though.
I never had a chance to meet my uncle, to judge his character on my own. But I got to know you, Uniegost. And though I do not condone your actions, I understand the reasons. To be a man is not to never err, but to make hard decisions when they are necessary. You made yours. And it's something you will need to live with for the rest of your life. As will I.
And there we have it. And he leaves the valley forever. We will never see him again. And now, here in the valley, things feel more secure and less secure. Things feel more clear and less clear. We never got to meet Lorden. We never got to know who he was and whether all of these things turned out to be true. In the time that would follow,
Giddy up.
an interesting thought. Uniegost has been banished. I wonder if Galbergina left with him.
Maybe I should just leave it all and become
Sometimes
Oh no, and now we have our villagers becoming bandits. This will create a small power vacuum that's not great. That will be tricky. I cannot recall which house is theirs. Certainly not this one. I do believe it's the last one. But it isn't, it turns out. Dovamila. we'll have to do our own searching and our own finding to decide. Was he being honest with us? Will we ever truly know what happened? No. Because all of that's lost to time. But all of these people, these families that have grown up here with Uniegost, with his lies. Interesting how full these houses are, despite the fact that he obviously should have had a home. Interesting. Well, we'll say that we investigated his home. I am curious to go, and it is the last one. It has to be, because that chest there is ornate. I'll be curious if there's anything in there. I wonder if we can just check it without getting caught and being considered a robber. Let's try, why not? It's our last episode. Let's just go for it. Knock you out. There we go. I have never been able to take a pigeon out on the flight before. That's it. And I did not expect a pigeon to make that kind of sound, I'll be honest with you. Oh, reputation changed. There's nothing in here that would indicate anything out of the ordinary. Well, apparently they saw me. Hey, go figure, I had a torch out. Don't judge me. Anyway. We'll live with it. So, Racemir will have taken the time to look. Or consequences be damned. We'll look in that his area. We'll look for information that indicates whether there was any foul play and whether he was keeping a record of whether he has Lorden's diary or journal or anything. Any information. And there's nothing. There's just nothing.
Here.
And that leaves more questions than anything. The gray area more gray than it was already. There'll be a lot to think about as the valley moves on without Uniegost. And what happens with us? I mean, obviously we aren't going to take over. Oh. We will not take over as the Castellan. Yeah, perfect. I got a new crest. That's awesome. Going too fast on my donkey. Gonna crash in the wall. That was really fun. You gotta just be able to have fun in these moments. It took a very somber and serious tone. It took it, and we turned it a little more goofy, and there's nothing wrong with that. Alrighty. Yeah, I don't know. It is really tricky. 20 heroes. It's hard to tell where things will go in the valley as the future comes to us. The gray is more gray. Uniegost, well, he was a good Castellan for the time he was here. And people will miss him, I'm sure. And also, people will acknowledge that what he did, taking justice into his own hands, is not right. They will, of course, not mind if I take justice into my own hands right here. We cannot allow this. Now, of course, we do not want to leave a space where bandits can be a part of the valley. Oops, that's not gonna help us. Oh boy.
You'll never leave this place alive.
That was a heavy hit. Ooh, that was a good shot. Right through the neck armor. Now, Mother's training, Mother's steady hand from beyond the grave is there to assist us. And we do have a bleeding wound, of course, so we're going to have to take care of that. Yes, Poppy. Well, then he was prepared in case of injury. Okay, now, without dying horribly, we need to be sure that this place is safe. With Uniegost being taken down as Castellan, unfortunately it creates an interesting power vacuum. But it also creates uncertainty in the villages. The kind of thing that bandits would take advantage of. And go figure, there would be bandits right outside the area. It's almost like they knew. And as we work through the pain of these hits, and as our wound is getting to us... Oh boy. Let's see if we have any arrows that kind of just sat back into our inventory. No, and this is going to be really tricky. I just need an arrow. Perhaps bit off more than I can chew. This will be tricky. There we are. One solid hit. Need that arrow. Now, I also need not to give away my position too much. I mean, they obviously know which way I'm coming from. So we are in trouble with that. There's an archer in there. Oops. Oh boy. There we are. Now, with him down, oh boy, and another archer to go. We could be in trouble. But the adrenaline's high. And...
What's wrong? Chicken?
Indeed.
Like a dog with tail between its legs.
And one of the disadvantages of being a wonderful archer is that if you're prepared for a distance fight and your enemy comes up to you with a melee weapon in hand, you won't be ready. And all the vigor, all the excitement will keep racing your standing for a while. We do need to get back. Oh, and there's a kid in here. No, there's a lady. Oh dear, we can't leave her here. This place looks very well taken care of. Very well taken care of, as a matter of fact. You there. That recurve. Oh my goodness. They've been here for a time. Uniegost has known that we were going to confront him. Something's amiss. Hey, buddy. There's the simple key. What's up, Mokosh? This was tricky. Something's amiss. You know what? I'll take your recurve bow. Something's absolutely amiss here. It's almost like they're moving in preparation. There's a large stockpile here. It appears this is a staging area. They're getting ready for something more. An organization tent. Starting to put armor together. A planning table, yes. And these aren't just disorganized rabble. These people, it's almost like... Oh man, it looks like... It almost looks like this group, my goodness, was prepared to simply waltz in to the village, take advantage of the power struggle, Replace people with key figureheads. And look at this. They even captured one of the villagers. Hail, my lady. So, are you happy with yourself? You more... What? Who gave you the right to kill those idiots anyway? The right! They attacked me first and held you captive. I snatched the key to this cage the first day. Could have left any night. Those smelly drunks so I've been there snoring tournaments. And why didn't you leave then? You have a plan. You ruined it. Oh! You already started eating on your hands. Yeah, it looked like it. Personal gang. Who would have been unstoppable. But now, you owe me money, you moron. I owe you nothing, and I'm done with this. Hey, you can't just... Yes, I can. Ah, jeez. Never mind. So apparently she's one of the villagers who had the plan to become a life of crime. Goodbye. Yes, you try to help him out. It is rather organized, though. I mean, honestly. The place is rather organized. Okay, well, it's probably time for us to get home. I mean, let's be real. It's very much time for us to get home. An iron mace. Wonderful. In a basket. I get the feeling that you were the forager of the group. Okay, well, given how few hit points we have left, I think we'll stumble ourselves back to our donkey and take a ride home. But we are not going to run, and we are not... Oh, sorry, buddy. Looks like you fell over. We'll stumble ourselves back up to here. I had obviously brought our donkey back there. Ooh, that was a very close call, I'd say. And again, as has happened so many times before, Mokash will get us home in whatever shape we're in. And as we ride back contemplating and having been reinvigorated by the challenge, ooh boy, and having been, oh, there's another camp right over there. We will ride ourselves back to the lake to bring ourselves some quiet contemplation. And while the adrenaline begins to fade, Racing Ray will be reconfronted with what happened, what is to become of it. Having encountered the bandits, giving a sense of purpose and drive is certainly helpful, but not a perfect solution, because we still have to confront Uniegost and what becomes of that. And we'll stumble in, Stanislaw will see us, set us down, tell us, "You idiot. Next time get help." And of course, on top of that, she'll want to know exactly what happened. And we'll speak of banishment, and she'll say that he got off lightly. And we'll agree. But it wasn't right to take justice into our own hands. Or to take a life. It's a beautiful place we have here. And it'll be our place. We'll focus where we are. Speaking of which, it's time to do some moving. Now, this home is going to be upgraded. We're going to make a bigger one. This doesn't need to stay so small, but it does need to move closer, so I know what I'm doing. And we're going to upgrade this thing. There you are, people. Let's get this better. And now we'll start a little burgage right here. Low on planks. That's going to be a thing. That's going to be the theme of a lot of our time. Low on planks. Now what I'm thinking here, there's nothing wrong with still having this person be, or this area be, a wood splitter. So let's do that. We're still right next to the logging camp. We want to have a wood splitter nearby where it can be easily transported from one place to another. So we can say that within this little area is a wood splitter's hut. Well, a family that is in charge of wood splitting, that is, anyway. And it's a strange feeling being here. Strange feeling knowing that changes have happened, that we won't see Uniegost again, And everything he's done, all the good that he's done, still lives on in us. But the questions, there'll always be the questions. And of course, Racemir will be confident in his decision. There'll always be doubts. Everyone has doubts no matter what. But no need to question those thoughts and drive them further and further in. The decision was made. It was based upon what we knew. And it was the best decision we could make at the time. Based upon what we knew. And we'll continue to search for information to see if there's more that we can discover. Is there more to the story? Will we ever know more? And as he searches for that information, it'll be something he does in the background. There'll always be more to do in the village. It's a son to think about. Wants to do the right thing to raise him. Right way to live in this harsh world. Family to think about. His wife to think about. What can we do to ensure that we're safe from more of these bandits taking over? Obviously, we almost had another leader. Another lady who would take over, commanding a group of hooligans. She made a very organized camp in the process of that. And it almost feels like there was going to be an attempt to take the valley over from the bandits, that we were able to stop that. We were able to be in the right place at the right time. Taking that route home was coincidental and perhaps a very fortunate insight. As we build our village up, we'll consider what futures we have here and what more we can do for them. A long way to go on planks. Now we'll have to move some of these too. Don't quite have a right space for it, but we'll get there. And as time goes on, I'll plan to decorate this place more and show you along the way what comes of it.
Will it take long?
Only a little while. And I hope that all of your playthroughs go well and that you enjoy your time. And even if things don't go perfectly, I hope you find the joy in just the mess that happens every once in a while, and just situations as they come, and allow things to not be perfect. This has certainly not been a perfect playthrough, and I have not min-maxed anything. I have been at times really good about being relaxed and being calm, and at other times being too much in a hurry. And so it's been a wonderful learning experience for me, and a time to reflect, and just take the time to reflect and to slow down. And that's been wonderful. And I've enjoyed having specific rules to follow, which I'm going to break here at the last day. I'll carry just a little bit of extra this time around, and we'll go finish this area. It'll be okay. It doesn't have to be that serious. And there we have it. Alright, now we can move this crew out of their home. Let's double check who they are. Skarbimir and Marigo. Oh, nice. And they have their own kiddo. Or they have their kiddo. Skarbimir and Amerigo. Probably could have gone with Amerigo. But we'll move. What? Oh, they don't actually have a kiddo? I could have swore there was a kiddo in that list. I was just seeing it too clearly. I think when I watched the kid walk by, that was my problem. I immediately assumed that that was theirs. But no, they're just a partnership together. Just hanging out. Now, of course, we are absolutely overloaded. But for this, I just want to get the materials out. We'll put it on our donkey. Now we're absolutely overloaded. Perfect. Oh, kid, no! Okay, good. Whew. Just fast enough. Gotta love how the fight music shows up every once in a while. Just to make sure that we're on our toes. Oh, Frederick, dude, kid. Better not be any enemies walking in. I'll take them down. Well, we're in the thick of combat here, people. I hope you're ready. There it goes. What a hoot. There we are. Now this will bring us into this region. There'll be some... I'll have to put up some fencing to mark our burgages. We're gonna move on from those clay bowls soon. And now, right here. I'm looking forward to having our tavern. Because it's going here. In this space. In our home, I don't know. We might end up moving the home. I might end up to that side of the lake so I can walk out onto the pier any day. Be ready to go. We'll see. There's a lot of potential, a lot of choices to make. And they're all good choices. These, I'm going to actually redo all these fences. I'm not going to... We've had wattle here for a while and it's good. Wattle's fine. But it's time to upgrade. It's time to go back, make this something more. We'll make it stone. It'll take a while to finish it, and that'll be okay. I say though, we'll keep... The gate is good. I do think that that's a solid gate to use. We'll end up putting a gate here too. And we'll make ourselves a nice area here as we go forward. And of course, that we'll need a gate right there as well. And as we go into our future, there's a lot of walls to finish. There's a lot of decorations to do. I very much look forward to finishing this up and just doing more with it. Here we are. Let's go put our sticks away and make ourselves a better setup. We do have a windmill to build at some point in time too. And we have more rethinking of spaces. And in due time, we'll have, I'm going to put burgages in all these different areas, different jobs and things that people will have. We finally have a crossbow back. A lot of weapons. I think we've done well in gathering some resources for our people as well. Now we have winter shoes. Not as good as the boots we're wearing, so let's keep them. Stone arrows for taking out our crows. Why not? And we don't need the copper bolts anymore. Might as well collect our money. People have been doing a good job selling. There we are. Now, we've done well. I think I would love to see where we got to. And we, of course, absolutely crushed it for building tech. Survival tech, we got a good long ways. I mean, it's not perfect. I'd take the time to just gather a bunch of reeds to get us to the rest of that. We're almost at the windmill. Very close. Next season or two, we'll be good to go. Production tech, we're way behind on, I feel like. Because that's a long ways off. I mean, look at how far it goes. And part of that is the fact that we have not emphasized production jobs. And I've not done the things that you would normally do to just ramp skills up. And there are definitely ways that you can do that. There's definitely good ways to max out these technologies. We are going to have cheese, of course. Oh, that's right. And so, for y'all, in the update, there were some things. Some of the clothing that you can now wear will do special things for you. So, for example, the cook's apron, which allows you to make the craft for this. If we have a full set for a cook, we can now make our food faster, which is cool. I'd like to see what the smithy's stuff is all about. Let's see here. Blacksmith's apron. Can make you faster in the craft if you have a full set equipped. Well, we have the blacksmith's apron. Is there another piece we have to get? No, it looks like it's just the blacksmith's apron. And maybe there's a level 1. To be honest, I haven't looked into this yet. This is me seeing it for the first time right now. As are you. Yeah, I'd say that it looks to me like it's just the blacksmith's apron. So as long as we wear this, we are going to get... Oh, I love the linen fabric unfortunately became the wrong graphic. Is that right? Yeah, it is. The linen fabric is good. Oh, there it is. Now it's back. Good. Okay. It was looking like a stick for a while. There we are. So these are going to make it faster for you to craft things. That's fun. What's the other one? Is there a workshop one? No, of course not. So there's a tailor's, right? Is there though? There we are. Seamster's doublet. Nice. I love it. Oh, sheepy icon. Very cool. And this, of course, makes sense with the fabrics that you're using to make it. Is there a market? No, of course not. But is there another one for seams? There we go. See now. Okay, so this. There we are. Now we see the full set idea. So they're all locked under Sewing Hut 3. We won't be able to craft faster until we get to this point. That's a bummer. That's a bummer in the sense that by the time we're here, we don't need to craft faster. I mean, it's just a convenience, I would say. And that's fair. It's what it is. Interesting, though. Arbitralis, yes, of course. We have lots of things to unlock here. Okay, just decoratives. So the crafting side of things is just what it is there. All right, well, that's cool. We definitely discovered we have some fun things coming to us. And at this point, all the crafting that needs to be done we'll be waiting for a while before all of our crafts are done, and that we have an actual, factual, like, 10,000 technology points. Oh dear. It does feel daunting. And I'll work on that in the background, as you know. We'll do a flyover before we get done here, and with this, I'm just going to do some work. I'll show you the things that I plan to do so you can have some anticipation of what it will look like in due time. I'm excited about what we'll do with this. Show you some of the key features I want to have so you know what to expect and to look forward to when I update periodically as we go. And I do want to take the moment and just say I'm very grateful for you being a part of this. And if you ever need to come back to this space just to spend time to relax, I hope it helps you. That is the goal, is that this helps you be in a space that you enjoy and to relax and to just slow yourself down and take the time for yourself to relax. That's what this has been for me, is just let's slow down for a moment and just play the game for the sake of enjoying the game without expectation, without setting a bar that's unrealistic or realistic, but that requires you to be a perfectionist. I have historically struggled with having to do everything myself and not accept anything shy of then perfection if possible. Even struggling to say it at this moment. I've struggled with the idea that everything has to turn out perfectly, and it's not a healthy thing to do, is it? Because it doesn't matter. There's a whole lot of life that is a little messy, and that is one of the joys of us being human and learning throughout these lives. It's okay to make mistakes, and those mistakes can turn into happy accidents, which I want to honor and remember Bob Ross in that sense. It's a wonderful person to watch, wonderful person to listen to, and I have definitely taken inspiration from him. I appreciate him and his message of just, sometimes it's okay to just let things be okay. It doesn't have to be a lot. Oh, it looks like I messed a little bit of that up, didn't I? Darn it. How about that? And now, in the process of this, I learned that I need to fix this. And you know what? It's not a bad thing. It's okay. Is it kind of frustrating that I have to redo it? I don't know. I could be frustrated. But I'm going to choose not to be. And for this playthrough, I know for y'all, I'm trying to not be boring on camera, but also make sure that we just kind of enjoy our time. And that this was meant to be a little on the boring side, honestly. Right? Just a little on the boring side. Just enough to make it peaceful and relaxing. tell you what, you know what a good lesson is right now? Set your field up first, right? There we are. So, let's do this. If we're expecting this to work, well... Okay, we can go one in. That doesn't have to be such a big deal, right? We can go like that. That'll take care of things. That's gonna go 4. I do like me some 4s and I like me some 8s. Why not? Wow, that's excessive. That's a long field. Yep, now we're past the field size limit. Let's go 48. That's a nice number. And then from here, let's go one more. Now, how can we... there we are. Yes. Good. So, can we get to that little tree right there? We can. I think what we'll do here instead, let's do this. Let's line her up. That looks about right, doesn't it? Okay, now let's go this way. There are obstacles blocking the pathway. I just missed by the look of it. You know what it is? It's this hill. Yes, it is. It is that hill. Okay, that's okay. Because what we can do instead, I like having these little walkways, right? It's a small pathway right there. Doesn't have to be huge. And there's our limiter. Oh, gee. Poor kid. Now, it does mean that we're about to have a very entertaining little edge here. And as we take time to line this up, we're just trying to be good enough to make it work. Nice, that'll work well. Alright, then the next step will be, let's get our barrier here. Let's get our wall here to go about there. Up there. Nice. Now we have ourselves a series of fields that'll be a part of our burgage of veggie gardens. Let's do that. That'll be nice to have. So that'll be one of the future parts here. And in time, they'll be growing a lot of the key crops that we need to make our soups and stews and things like that. Now, this here, unfortunately, a whole lot of trying to walk around this. This will be good. That keeps it pretty tight to the space we've gotten. Can't get one more, so that's okay. And obviously, we have this whole area too. I think what we'll do is we'll have ourselves a little work area over here. And we'll introduce our garden's other portion here. We will need a walkway, of course. They have to be able to get to the field, don't they? Huzzah! And it looks like we'll get just enough to be here. Wow, this is going to be quite the extensive veggie garden, I tell you. Perfect. That takes care of that. Alright, that'll be the extensive area we have there. Now, this is going to be a little interesting. And I am looking at this and I'm seeing that we have to do a little work on this one here. Because what I'm going to do in the future... Oh, cat's talking to you. Is I am going to introduce another idea here, which is that we are going to have walls that people walk up, and it's going to be a little dicey because it looks like my angles are not perfect here. So if I had to, I may actually have to do a little bit of fixing here. What I envision going on here is that we can have our own kind of like wall area, right? And when you think about it, a properly set up defense from from the inner to the outer, is that we would have areas for archers to be on guard. So, with that, and this may be a little challenging. I may have to get a little creative in my placements here. Like, for example, here, there is no way that I'm going to get this to snap properly. Well, actually, I will. For this one. Not for the next, though, I tell you what. So for this, we'll be able to go over. But then we do have to do a bit of an angle, so we'll just kind of make it work as best we can. And we have to get to this point where we can walk across this gangway. Uh-oh. Yep, there's a lot of fun words we learned from our parents, don't we? Right. Oh, hey, sorry, kid. Not trying to scare you. Now, unfortunately, it does appear that we're going to have a little bit of a... I need you to let me rotate this without telling me I can't do it. It's going to try to do the snap point. So I'm going to have to mess around with this, unfortunately, because part of it is that I can't get a perfect... If I do this right, I'll get it to match well. If I do it wrong, it's not going to look quite right. Now we do have some bends in this wall, which I think we can work on. But that's what I want to do for the future here. I want to have an actual proper inner-outer wall. And so with that, we'll have fortifications. We'll actually have a defensible area. And Raven's End will grow. Oh my goodness. So I'll either move our bakery a bit, which since I decorated it, honestly, it does look like I might need to rethink part of it. And I can actually solve a lot of my problems by moving out this way. But that's a problem for me to worry about, right? That's a problem for me to solve and for you to look forward to seeing what the future of it looks like. And then I'll expand this area here. I'll be looking forward to seeing what that looks like too. And I'll do that and give you small updates along the way. Obviously, I did just cheat a little bit, and I'm sorry. I did just make my character walk with all of our stuff in our hands, and that's just what it is. It's a good village. It's been a great time spending with y'all. And it's not over, but it is going to be on pause for a little while. And that I will share with you where I get with it as we go. And make sure that I keep you kind of updated on it. And in those times, we will come back together and just have our moments. To just take a break, relax, and let the world just be. And not be in a hurry, right? And relax. And I hope that you find your points of relaxation. You find time to take care of yourself. And to find time to relax. And be good to yourself.
Make all the difference in the world.
And in your playthroughs, find the joy in doing so. And find the joy in just the simple things. For me, the simple things have been, we just made a story in a village. It didn't matter if we min-maxed, it didn't matter if we got to the tavern or not. I still want to get to the tavern. And I'll get there. I might do a little bit of min-max strategies just to get some of the tech up for us so it doesn't take forever. Or maybe I'll just let this go and not even think about it and say, you know what? No, this has been a good lesson in slowing down, and it's not time to rush, even then. This part, nah. There we are. This part, I think we just look at the gate first, right? Let's look at the gate first. I think right there. Yep. That'll do it. Hey, you. Watch where you're going. Oh, jeez, guys, come on. What is this, like Grand Central Station? There we go. We'll get this set. But then, it is time for us to wrap this up. Spring is a beautiful time of year. Things become awake again. The world is ready to be renewed. And the creatures will come out of hiding. Beautiful blooms will show up. At this point in time, in the late winter, we probably start seeing crocuses peeking out of the ground in those spots where the snow is melting, in those spots where the snow is not the most powerful force. And that we're watching that cycle of death and rebirth, with rebirth winning out. Oh. And as the sun sets, we can set aside the work we have to do. There's plenty of time for that. This is where it all began. Right by the lake, with our fire. And the perfect place to fish. You know, it's cold. It's freezing. But this is how it all began. Ooh, wow. Look at that. That was, oops. I meant to not press that button. But I do love, look at all these arrows that we left out here. Yeah, that's so funny. Okay, now, I don't know oh, they're there. Okay, now let's see what we can do. It is going to be freezing in here. Not exactly able to see these things clearly. Oh, Chansey. Chansey and a miss. Not losing the spear. Holy cow, I can't see that spear to save my life. What started off as kind of just a fun aside, spearfishing here in the mornings, has been really awesome and a really joyful thing. I, of course, can't find myself a darn fish. Oh gosh, I can only imagine. By now he's probably completely frozen. Let's get out of here. It's time to dry off. Oh boy. Thanks, Roland. Well, y'all, thank you for making this series a joy to come back to. Thank you for making this series a joy to do in the first place. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your week, weekend, and just that your future brings you the joys that make you happy and that bring you a sense of peace, and that luck is on your side, and that you are able to take time to relax and be in your spaces that allow you to feel joy and gratitude where you are. Take care, y'all. I look forward to seeing you again. Let's fly up and see just some of where we are. Finishing the garden here. The wall will be here. You can see the jagged parts of the wall. That'll be fixed, and we'll end up with that placement. And we'll have the outer walls, the inner walls. You can see where we'll go. It's going to be huge. And it is an extensive and large village. This is our grand area for our animals. It's nice to see the space. I think the pasture size makes sense, and that it would be quite a large space to be sure the animals are happy, and that we are starting to peek into this area in the mountain area, or in the mountain range. That this will become a conduit for trade, and more so that our conduit for trade comes in here and leads in, and they'll see what made us the village that we are by traveling by our gardens and our orchards here. And that in the process, they'll be able to just barely see what's going on. There'll be a windmill on the hill, there'll be the extensive walls on the inner parts of this, and there will be walled-in areas on the outside. Guests here should feel safe too. But this is our village, and we want to make sure that we are keeping our people safe here on the inside. And eventually guests may become permanent residents. That's quite possible. There's our little garden arbor area, and this is really that little house right there. That's the beginning. That's where this all began. And then it expanded outwards along this lake. I'm looking forward to showing you in the future the tavern and things like that. Take care, y'all.